What's more practical, and let's face it, more stressful if you don't know the words, than navigating a hotel stay in another country? So let's fix that right now.
Quickly, here's our itinerary for today. We'll follow your stay chronologically. Number 1, arriving and checking in. Number 2, inside your hotel room. Number 3, requesting essential hotel services. And finally, number 4, checking out and paying.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, arriving and checking in.
So picture this. You've just arrived after a super long, exhausting journey. You walk into the lobby and head straight to the reception desk. That's the nerve center of the whole hotel. If you look right behind the desk, you'll usually spot the key rack, holding the physical room keys. And somewhere in the background, you'll see the lift, just waiting to take you and those heavy suitcases up to your floor.
Now, the absolute best way to kick things off when you walk up to that reception desk is just to say, "I have a reservation. My name is," and then obviously say your name. It's clear, it's direct, and it immediately lets the staff know you've already booked.
But hey, what if you just walked in off the street and haven't booked yet? Well, the receptionist is definitely going to ask if you need a single room or a double room. It's pretty straightforward. A single room is just for one person, flying solo, while a double room is set up for 2 people. And if you want to make your stay extra special right out of the gate, you can throw in a request like, "We'd like a room with a view of the sea." It's such a great natural phrase to use. And of course, you could totally swap out the sea for the garden or the city, depending on where you're actually staying.
Okay, so the next crucial step is just understanding the receptionist's instructions. Usually, it's a super simple 1, 2, 3 process. First, they'll ask you to fill in a form. Second, you sign your name to confirm everything. And third, you finally get your key. For that very first step, the receptionist will likely slide a piece of paper across the desk and say, "Can you fill in this form, please?" It's just your basic document asking for your name, your home address, and a spot for your signature down at the very bottom.
Awesome. Let's move along to part 2, inside your hotel room.
Before you head up, the receptionist will hand over your key and give you the lay of the land. They'll say something like, "Your room is on the first floor. Take the lift. It's over there." This is where you really need to listen for that spatial vocabulary. Pay attention to the floor number and whether they're pointing you toward the lift or the stairs.
You make it upstairs. You swing open the door and boom, you're in. You'll immediately see your bed, the bathroom off to the side so you can wash up, a TV mount on the wall, and a safe, usually tucked down on the floor or in a closet, which is absolutely essential for locking up your passport and travel money.
Let's talk a bit more about the stuff actually inside your room. The amenities. You got the basics covered: bathroom, shower, TV, and phone. But you'll also want to look out for the minibar. That's the little fridge stocked with drinks, though, word of warning, they're almost always way too expensive. And then there's the hairdryer, which is great because it saves you from having to pack your own.
Okay, moving right along to part 3, requesting essential hotel services. So think about this. What happens when you need something extra during your stay? Maybe you've got an insanely early flight to catch, or maybe you just want to treat yourself to breakfast in bed. How do you actually go about asking for those things in English?
Well, consider this your cheat sheet for the room phone. If you're hungry, just call down and ask, "Can I order room service?" If you specifically want your morning coffee and eggs brought up, you'd say, "Can I have breakfast in my room, please?" And if you need to actually call a number outside the hotel building, like a local restaurant, you ask the front desk, "How do I get an outside line?"
Now for that early flight, you absolutely want to say, "Can I have a wake-up call at 6:30, please?" It is literally a lifesaver if you're like me and you just don't fully trust your mobile phone alarm before a massive travel day. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Lots of hotel receptions double as currency exchanges. So if you need some local cash for tips or taxes, just walk up and ask, "Can I change some money, please?" Or exchange some money. Both work perfectly to swap your home currency for the local stuff.
Which brings us to the end. Part 4, checking out and paying.
The trip is over, you've packed your bags, and you head back down to the lobby. You simply walk up to the receptionist and say, "Can I check out, please?" This signals that you're officially leaving the room and wrapping up your stay. Right after that, you'll want to ask, "Can I have the bill, please?" This prompts the hotel staff to calculate your final costs. It'll include your room rate plus anything extra, like that room service you ordered or any international calls you made. The receptionist will print out your paperwork, hand it to you, and likely say, "Please check your bill." Guys, always take a minute to actually read through it. Scan those line items at the bottom for the extra services to make 100% sure you are only paying for things you actually used. So, out of all the vocabulary we covered today, Which of these hotel phrases are you going to use first on your next trip abroad? I really hope this explainer made you feel confident and fully equipped to handle a hotel stay in English. Honestly, knowing the right words is the single best way to kill travel stress. Forget staring at translation apps in the lobby. You've got this. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.